Oh, it's ringing.
It is ringing.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's the Craig Winters Show. Caller, what is your name?
My name is Hank Hill, boy.
Love it.
All right, everyone. We've got Craig Winters on the phone. Craig,
Hi, Craig.
just want to get some background information real quick. Give us your PDGA number, sort of a background about you as a player, as a person, all that.
PDGA number 88660. I've been playing for 12 years. I started in June of 2010, I believe. I play primarily in the MA40 division. I've played 926 courses as of my last road trip.
Wow.
Wow.
How many?
926.
And that's, from my understanding, you're ranked, right? Nationally?
I don't know. I'd have to go look it
Or,
up.
Okay, well, real quick,
If you go to,
from my understanding,
if you go to Disc Golf Course Review, I'm sure I'm in top part of something somewhere.
I think Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, aren't you pretty much in the top in those?
I'm not quite in Texas because there's over 500 courses.
And pizzagod is down there.
Yeah.
Shout out.
He's a legend.
He's a legend. I don't know if you guys know. I think he holds the record for most courses played in this region.
Never heard of him.
1,383 as of today. I saw he was on a road trip today. So.
Oh, wow.
I saw he was just up into Kansas. He was at Clover Cliff last week or something like that.
Yeah, he was in Kansas last week. Yep.
So Craig, 926, is that all domestic or any international play at all, or?
No, it's just been here in the U.S. I've played 24 different states so far.
Wow.
Road warrior.
Very cool. Wow, 24 states and 926.
Wow.
Way more to
I'm
go.
trying to look up. Since you piqued my interest, I got to look it up.
So tell us about some of the things you've seen on the road.
I am currently 28th, according to Disc Golf Course Review.
Nationally?
In the United States.
Wow. I think you're number one in Kansas or Oklahoma or something like that.
No, my buddy Vince is number one. In Kansas.
Okay. Shout out Vince.
He got me by a little bit. But I'm number two, so it's always a neck and neck, which coincidentally, he's the one that got me started playing. So we've made a lot of those road trips together. He's sitting at 313 courses played in the state to my 307. So
I don't know why, but I just always assumed Smitty was kind of the guy that got you going. Shout out Heisernauts.
No, it was actually a buddy of mine, Vince Nacarado. We coached baseball together here years ago, and we go to a lot of concerts together. And anyway, long story short, I finally decided to go play one day and been playing ever since. So I missed your question, whatever you asked me before. I looked that up. Sorry.
Tell us about some of the best courses you've seen in your travels on the road.
Some of the ones off the top of my head that I can talk about off the top of my head. Colorado is always a good time, especially when you get up into the mountains. I've been lucky enough to play Beaver Ranch. That's a great course. I think it's 21 holes, and then they have like a little short putt course, basically, like 150 or less on the other side. So it's fun to run 80s over there. Obviously, it's a pay-to-play course. Bailey, Colorado, that was kind of surreal. It's really close to the Beaver Ranch. When you're on the first tee pad and there's a snow-capped mountain in the background, you're standing at 11,000 feet of elevation.
So, do you pack a special bag for that?
Literally takes your breath away.
Sorry, do you pack a special bag for that trip, knowing you're going to be such high elevation, or
flippy?
You just run with what you got?
you want to throw more understable discs up there because it adds stability with the thin air. Is my understanding.
Do you just
I was throwing primarily like Warship and Latitude 64 Vision, stuff like that. My flippy stuff down here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna ask if you bag anything just crazy that you just, I'm just gonna throw this in there just in case. Flippiest disc ever.
No, my bag's pretty much set. I don't really ever honestly really tinker with anything unless there's, like, I just added the Justice here, middle of this season, I guess. I always was looking for something that was going to be really dependable in the wind, and if it's too windy for a Justice, you probably should just go home.
Retire. What are some of the worst courses that you've seen? Does anything stick out to you, just the wildest things you've seen?
Well, I played one this last summer in July. It was down in Texas. I won't mention it by name, but
that's fine.
It had about zero flow to it whatsoever, and half the baskets were leaning over. And being a course bagger, you're gonna play a lot more that are on the lower end than the higher end. That's just part of the numbers game. But I don't know, and I guess they added saying any course is better than nothing. Well, sometimes I don't know. If I would have rather probably played nothing that day.
Like, why did they put this on U-disc?
It was just so spread out, and the baskets weren't really baskets. Yeah, it was. I don't know. Obviously, I was the only one playing it.
That's what I was going to ask. Were you the only guy on the course that day? I was going to ask that.
Yeah, it was a little rough, but I don't know. Sometimes amenities are nice, but I look for quality of golf. Like, are the shots there? Is it fun? Does it have a signature hole? Am I going to go back, want to play it again? Or, is it not have a bunch of filler to it?
You're not just logging courses. You're an actual TD and a course designer. So you're actually looking at these courses with a different eye, I think.
Yeah, and I try to, when I first started playing, and, how the quest kind of began was Vince and I would talk about we wanted to play every course in the state of Kansas, and this is back in 2010, 11. Obviously, things have grown since then. And so we'd set out for the weekend and kind of map out, we're going to play these 5 this day and whatever. And we'd go to over by Pittsburgh, and play everything over there. And then the next time we go out by Hayes and play Western Kansas, whatever. And it just kind of spawned into that. And then when he'd go on vacation, he'd play something, I'd play something. So I started out writing reviews for Disc Golf Course Review site. And so I try to look at things objectively. Like, sometimes you have to overlook, well, it didn't have this amenity or that amenity. Well, like I said, I'm looking for stuff that, are the shot lines there? Do people want to come back and play this? Does it have enough teeth to it? Whatever. So, I'm always looking for something like that, something different.
What's the furthest away from home that you've been for disc golf? You're quite a road warrior, aren't you? You've logged some miles.
Well, and I got to compete in amateur worlds in 2018 and 19, and 18 it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I got to go to, I guess that's really technically nice. The East Coast, or it really wasn't. It was at the backside of the western part of it, but and then the next year was at York, Pennsylvania. So that's as far to the east as I've been playing. And I really haven't got a chance to really go too far west. Colorado's about the furthest I've been west.
You're also logging courses on vacation with the family, though, right? You take the RV out, turn them loose, and then you're looking to bag more numbers on vacation, correct?
Yeah, we kind of have an understanding that that's my thing, and they like to do their thing, and makes for a happy relationship, I guess.
Well, I think you're addicted, Craig. Get help.
Yeah.
So Craig,
I guess there's worse things a person could be addicted to.
There's absolutely.
So earlier we kind of touched on something between the four of us before we called you about pay-to-play courses and how some people kind of shy away from park fees and stuff like that. What do you think about that on the road? Do you shy away from pay-to-play courses? Do you discriminate at all, or you like them all?
It just depends. Like, you try to do a little research and see if, there's some places that I've seen one, I think it's in Texas somewhere. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's like $20 to go play it, and there's 4 baskets there. Well, I'm not, I'm kind of foolish, but I'm not giving $20 to go play 4 baskets.
That really happened?
Like, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you tell us the state that happened
So
in?
we won't go to that state.
It's in Texas somewhere. That's all.
They have a lot of numbers, right? Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But an example like, it's over east of Dallas. I can't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head, but it was like $15 a play. Oh, the Hideaway was the name of it. And it was newly installed, and it had 2 sets of pads. The lines were all there, but it had its own bar and grill. You could get something to eat there and chill out, watch TV, and a pro shop. And
kind of like spinners on the green in Arizona.
Yeah, I don't mind paying for stuff like that because to me that's an experience.
Amenities, and experiences.
I know what it costs to mow, just the local course. I can't imagine maintaining thousands of acres, Right. I did get to play Selah Ranch before it got taken offline.
Yeah, that just got retired. A historic course.
Never played it, man.
Epic proportions.
Yeah, man, that Creekside one was unbelievable. I mean, it was just it was placement golf, and it was just picturesque, and the golf. It cost I think it cost $25 to play all day, as much as you wanted to, and the cart fee was $50, and you think that's a lot of money until you're out there, and then you're going, "There's no way I could have walked." So it was worth the $75. That was a personal treat to myself, basically.
Very cool. Kind of a random thing, but I think Selah Ranch was the course that changed the rules for the island holes. Like, you can no longer tee off until you make it in bounds. I think Selah was the course that, because people used to empty their bags on. I've never played there, but I heard about this island hole where people would literally they would run out of discs because it'd be too windy. They wouldn't make the
where
island.
the proceed to drop zone with the 2 strokes.
That's where that started, I believe, was at Selah. Yeah.
That could have been. There was 2 different island holes. It could have been 18 or it could have been 10. Probably 18 because it had 2 different pads, and the play was if you had a big enough gun, it was 325, I think, something like that. But the way it's angled upwards, I guess.
Into the wind,
and so the green slopes back towards the water.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'd already went in the water on another hole, and I was like, I'm just going to play this one safe. And so I threw over by the other pad and then came across. But there's a little kind of knob out there in between the island and the tee pad. And for some unknown reason on the sign, it was OB. So maybe that was part of the reasoning. I don't know if they tried to keep you off of that because it had plum thickets on it. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was, but
I've heard it's tough. That's for sure.
I could see it being windy because, that one, there was nothing really blocking anything.
Craig, what's your plans for the future? This short-term, long-term, next season? I know you got something in the work with course expansion up around Sharon.
Sharon project is complete. It's now a 9-hole course.
Cool.
Started as a 4. The town, the interesting story, I guess. You think a town of 147 people is probably not going to take to disc golf very well. And they approached me back in October of last year, and I said, we can put 4 baskets around your rec center, which is the old school that's been closed for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran an event there, brought in 5 temporary baskets in July, and the townsfolk, every night it's packed. Like, it's mob golf, and
that's great.
They just love it.
Such a small town, small Kansas rural community. Fun fact,
And so-
Martina McBride went to school there in that old building. And I think my mom, shout out mom, went to school in Nashville, and I think they used to party in high school together. Sorry, Mom.
If you drive through, you blink, you miss it.
Yeah, for sure.
She's not very big. But she's got 9 holes now, so
That's awesome.
moving up.
Heck yeah.
You have an event coming up pretty quick, don't you, at Oxford?
We just finished that one last
Finished
Sunday.
that. How did that do? Did you raise some good money, have a good time?
Yeah, we had a good time. We got to play three holes new to us, basically. That course is a interesting design. Speaking of design, hole 8 and 9 run through a campground, basically.
Oh, no.
So most of the time it's not playable. So we have to get creative, and we bring in some temporary baskets and make some different shots. And it's basically a new layout every year. And we've been doing it for 4 years now, I think. So hopefully
What's your
keep
next
that one on the
event?
schedule. That I'm playing in?
Or I guess, what is it? The food drive is your next TD event?
The next thing I'm playing in this Sunday will be the PDGA finals. And
Which
then
you're on the
following-
KDGA board, correct?
Yes.
Do you guys get free mulligans?
I wish. You have to qualify for it it's a points chase, basically. You have to be in the top third of your division. I don't remember off the top of my head how many tournaments we had, over 30 this year on the schedule. And be a regional qualifier or get a last chance qualifier, and there's 2 events that let you do that towards the end of the season. So we get to play for skins at the end. The pros get to play for cash, and the AMs get to play for merchandise. So it's always a nice bonus at the end of the season.
Nice.
It's a good time.
I don't know another state that does it as well as Kansas does, to be honest.
I tip my hat to them. Amazing. Shout out Smitty again. How long has he been organizing this?
Oh, man. Longer than I've been playing, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Probably roughly 20 years, approximately 15, 20 years, I would say. Him and Brandon Mace are on the board, and Jason Atkins and Jeff Leahy.
Wow.
A couple years ago, I approached a couple OKC DGA founding members, and I asked them outright, why does Oklahoma not do what Kansas is doing? Basically, Tulsa and Oklahoma City, the metro areas are on islands. The rest of us are there is no outreach to the smaller courses, smaller community courses, anything like that. Here, really admire how you guys are doing that.
And then this will be on the 12th of November is the last event for my season that I'm playing in. It's the Air Capital Championships. That's another tournament that you have to qualify for. And then take a little time off, maybe hit the road, I hope, around the holidays, and then get ready for food drive season.
Yep.
That's the plan. It's a repeat process.
Craig Winter's little time off is like 6 hours.
If
That's his
that.
off season.
Is it drive time?
Yeah. Yeah, drive time to the next course. Well, you got 4 or so. You added several sanction wins this season, didn't you?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to pick up 4 wins this year in PDGA play.
Cool.
So that puts me up to 11 total for my career.
Nice. What's your current rating?
904.
Woo!
But we won't talk about the last event.
Yeah, don't talk about it. They're probably going to throw that one out.
Nah, it was a little rough, but somehow we sneaked it in and got the W.
So Craig, today, I think it was today the PDGA kind of announced some age-protected changes, lowered some ratings, raised some ratings caps for some people, and they lowered the MA40 ratings cap to 920 or lower to play in that division. Just any thoughts on any of those changes? Did you catch any of that? Any chatter in that protected age group? Do you guys care much about that at all?
Is it my understanding that if you've accepted cash and you're above 920, then you're a pro? Is that how that reads?
Correct.
But if you haven't accepted cash and say I'm 930, I can still play MA40. Is that accurate? Or
Yeah, under 920, even if
Next year it'll be 920. Right now it's 935.
as soon as the year turns.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of worded vaguely, I thought personally, but I don't see that it's a bad thing for us, honestly, because let's say you have a guy that's 855 rated and he's playing against a guy that's 935 rated, and they're both 40 years old, everything's the same. Well, by general definition, about a stroke of play is approximately, 9 to 10 points. So, 860 minus 35, whatever that is different, 75 points.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That guy's giving up seven strokes around. You got to do, as an 860 guy, you got to do everything right and hope that guy does everything wrong just to even sniff a chance to beat him one round, let alone win the event.
Right.
Not just beat him, just get into payout.
Yeah.
Because it's usually not just one guy in MA40 whooping ass. It's usually like several of them.
I think it's going to help level the playing field a little bit, but I think it's kind of a double-edged sword, honestly, because there maybe needs to be two different divisions, like a MA41 and MA42, where you had an upper and a lower, but that'll probably never happen, honestly.
Also tiered payouts.
You could do that, or you could flight it, I guess. That way you wouldn't know how to sandbag. You just got to go play.
Yeah, a buddy of mine talked about the ball golf handicap system where they basically do a split after the first round or whatever, and then there's a cash line for the top division. There's a cash line for the bottom division. That kind of sounds like what you guys are getting at with the MA1, MA2, or MA41, MA42, something like that.
I know we have a couple of food drives up here, and they'll flight them at the end. Like, say you play 27 holes or whatever, and so you turn your card in. You have zero idea, where you're going to end up overall, and they'll flight you, and what they give you is basically raffle tickets. That's your winnings, more or less. So it gives you a few more chances to, get something in the raffle. But I think that's a good idea, because there's no way you can, what are you going to do? Play terrible so you can be the top at the bottom? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The big fish in the little pond. No one wants to be that guy.
Have you seen the rec division? No offense.
Fun fact, I've been called a sandbagger in MA3. Fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're never going to get rid of it. I mean, my dad played ball golf for, as long as I've been alive, and there's always a ringer coming to the big money tournaments in Northwest Oklahoma, flying them in and the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of, seeing who's the best that given day? But it's no different than what we're up against.
Right.
It draws the crowd, it brings the money in, it brings the amateurs in. Just think about it. If you're not adding cash to bring the pros in, the AMs don't want to be at a tournament where, just for an example, like Bo Tillman, Bo's not there, I'm not going.
Right.
Like, they kind of want to go where the
Bo, Coda,
where the good guys are playing.
Yeah.
They don't want to go to Enid, Bad Chads. They're, no thanks. We're going to pass and go to Slap Out.
You're growing your scene, though. I mean, it's going to take you a little time, but I think you're doing what you need to be doing.
Yeah, and we just talked about this.
You're providing events for an area that didn't have that 5, 6, 7 years ago. So
yeah, I had a dirt 9-hole at Crossland, but I think 7 of the baskets were missing or something like that.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
I played that sticker patch once.
Yeah, we called it the sticker patch. Yeah,
the stickers everywhere.
Oh man, it was bad.
I wore What are those when you wrap your legs? What are those called?
Socks.
Gators.
Gators.
Oh.
So I made duct tape gators one time just to play it because the sandbirds would jump up and just destroy your legs.
That's the first time I've ever played disc golf, and I quit because there was too many
So many
sandbirds.
people quit.
It was like, oh, this ain't fun, and
Yeah.
the tees weren't marked right, and
No, where were you supposed to throw from?
yeah, well, they were. If you could find one, they were just little concrete slabs.
Like people complain now with 6-foot giant red posts with 4-inch numbers on them.
Yeah, these were worse.
There was nothing back then.
It was just concrete
and then
block
even
on the
if you
ground.
did manage to get your disc to the right basket, the geese would attack you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
geez, yeah.
If the stickers didn't
Wasn't
kill
there-
you,
Wasn't it homemade baskets of some kind too?
Yeah,
Like
they were janky.
old
They were.
yellow baskets or something.
Ron Converse told me those were grandfathered in, handmade around 85 or 86. So I don't know that course was there then. I think that's just when those were
just-
manufactured.
Yeah, they just put those in. They got them from the guy you're talking.
So
about.
I think we had been like the second or third owner of those baskets.
Wow.
Then the lawnmower guys kept on running into them.
Yeah.
They were
Well, yeah,
leaning
the
over.
city didn't even know about them. They had been paying to mow around them for, I don't know, a decade.
You guys
They're
are,
like, yes, please take them.
wow. You guys are living in luxury now compared to that.
Yeah, with potentially 5 courses next year.
It's huge.
Well, Craig, I want to
that's-
thank you for joining us tonight, man. Team Flight Farm, I'm hoping you'll go steady with us with the Owl for another year in the 2023 season. You applied for the sponsorship, right?
That is correct. Hopefully, I passed inspection. I guess.
You're doing so much for you. You're doing so much for us, Craig. We're just going to have to double your salary to 2 shirts a year.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, he's saving on laundry day.
So do I have to get a 1099 or how?
Yeah.
Does it work?
I think you're safe under like $600. All right, man. I'm gonna
I
let
don't
you
know.
go.
if Strickland Propane will allow this.
That is so good.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
All right, and that was our first phone interview.
Yeah.
That went
Yay!
Smooth.
Now it's time for Kyle's giveaway.
Ooh.
Yeah, guys. So thanks to Chad and Flight Farm for giving me the opportunity
Thanks, Bad
to
Chad.
test out that Chroma MD3, the new release, Iron Samurai 4, Eagle McMahon's signature disc. Beautiful disc to start off, and it flies
For sure.
great. If you haven't had a chance to check out my video I made,
I
it's
did. It was a great video.
Thanks, Chapman.
Yeah.
Chapman got to see it.
I thought it was really good.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I just shout out there to Hoyt Grove real quick. Threw some quick shots with it. Again, just hop over to my YouTube channel, Slinger Disc Golf. Watch that
Link
video,
below.
and then I just push it hard there. You know where to get them here at the Flight Farm. Chad's got them. I'm sure they're already flying off the shelf. So
Yep, we got a few left though.
Sold out and slap out. I heard.
Yep, slap out sold out.
it is a
pretty quick.
hot commodity. Get you one. Chad's got them. And then in that video, I mentioned that we were going to do a giveaway. And then if we continue to do these reviews for Flight Farm, gonna be keep doing giveaways. And so if you just subscribe to both Flight Farms, subscribe to Slinger Disc Golf, comment on the videos of those reviews, and you'll be eligible for those giveaways. And we have a name for the first giveaway. Commenting on the video and being a subscriber to both channels, Mr. Gary Simmons.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I know-
Shout out.
And I think Gary's a big Discmania fan. I think he's gonna love this disc. So
perfect.
congrats,
Shout out Gary.
congrats to Gary.
Yeah,
and,
Gary.
and hope you enjoy that Iron Samurai 4. I know I did.
And we're gonna have to give some more stuff away. What's next?
What's next?
What is
next?
What is next?
The Midnight Prowl 2.
What's next?
Oh man, the Meta Origin, the Night Prowl.
Love it.
It's kind of like a beat-in navigator, maybe.
Yeah, I bag. I think it's just a regular old origin. What's the plastics that they have? Their evolution plastic?
So the Meta, and
The new
from
one
my
is Meta, yeah.
understanding, that was flippier than the stock run
Stock runs.
of Origins
Okay.
from this last year.
Okay. Well, I know I like the origin for that hyzer flip, understable mid.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, so I expect, I mean, if this is the same run that they got last year, then people are going to love it.
I like the Gateway Mystic, so the Origin just never did take that out of my bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those glidey straight to
Understable
understable
mids.
You know, I used to throw a warship for that slot for a long time, but then someone gave me an origin, and I was like, wow, this is a little bit slower.
Yep.
Same characteristics, a little bit more workable.
I can't
I'm a
remember what
fan.
it was before that. It was DD Evidence or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, that's same
that sound right?
same like shape,
Yeah,
same
okay.
flight. Yeah,
It's on
definitely.
top of Northwestern, so if you ever get up
Okay.
there, I'm looking for that.
Didn't flip.
Well, it did too good. Yeah, it never came out of it. Never turned out. But that's the next one.
Okay.
And thank you for watching tonight. Thanks for listening on. Oh dear God, we have more to do.
One more
You guys can't leave
Don't
yet.
forget
One more thing.
One more thing.
Quick shout out. That's not it at all.
One more thing.
Quick announcement. Flight Farm sponsorships for the 2023 season are live. Go to ffdiscgolf.com/sponsorship or go to ffdiscgolf.com. Go to the side drop-down menu and choose sponsorship. Applications in there, guys. If you've ever wanted to be a sponsored disc golfer, now's your chance.
I'll be submitting my application tonight, Chad.
Nice.
Keep your eyes peeled.
All right,
How long
gang.
is that? How long is that open?
That is. Thank you again. Wow, Brian Kaiser is basically a
Trying to help you out here, bud.
A bad Chad.
Don't forget my
handler.
application is already in.
You're your left-hand man.
It's been a lot of them, man. The printer started smelling is overcooking
Wow,
earlier. Yeah,
That's good.
so
That's good.
compared to last season, which I thought last season we got a lot of apps in, but this year's been a really nice amount of them coming in. I lost count around 50 or 60.
Holy cow.
Several different states: Arkansas, Missouri, Indiana, just all over the place. Florida, I think, is the farthest away that's applied.
Wow.
But
wow,
these sponsorships for the application will be live through November 30th. We're not going to be here November 31st because why,
Slap out,
Chapman?
baby.
Yeah,
Slap
baby.
out open.
Yeah. I got to try to beat Donald Ronverse this year and Richard Screech. We're in MA40.
The prize is awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, the disc golf set, which I didn't have here now.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's another video. Stay tuned.
There's
For
always another one.
the Night Owls.
Yeah.